Hello everyone, it's time for another monthly library update, and we're looking at March already. Can you believe that?
No, I can't. I was going to say happy end of February, but I'm not sure I'm happy about it. So it went by too fast.
Not only that, but it didn't really feel like February half the time at least.
No.
We got some strong cold, but there was no snow, and it just made me feel kind of bummed.
Yeah, the saying "in like a lion, out like a lamb" is just.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know if it's applicable this year.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
See, but I think we're going in like a lamb.
Well, the weather might be, but we've got tons of stuff going on in March at the library, as we always try to. And so we hope you'll find something that's of interest for you, your loved ones, friends, and by all means, everything that we talk about you can find on the library's website at ulmlibrary.org. Click on the events calendar and you can find things there. So, should we start with children's?
Yeah, let's start with children's. So the first week of March, the 3rd through the 8th, we don't have story time. Story time is seasonal, and I plan it for 8 weeks at a time. And so we are taking just a short little break for the week. But we do have on the 4th a junior video game club. That will be at 3:30 in the meeting room. And that is for kids who are in 2nd through 5th grade. And it's roaring. Love it. They're doing such a good job. And they're loud, but how do you make them not compete when they're racing or fighting in a video game? I just don't think it can be done. So.
Do some of them still do the move the controller when they're
trying
to move
my
things?
Goodness. Yeah, they can't sit super close to each other, some of them. And then some of them can't sit. Like I kept asking this little guy, because he kept getting closer to the TV, and I'm like, could you just sit down? No, I can't. I said, all right, well, okay. So it's fun. It's a lot of fun. And that is March 4th at 3:30.
After school.
After school. And then on Saturday, March 8th, the teens will get together and have video game club. And there are half the teens that there are juniors, and they are louder than the juniors. But I'm not sure. I think they're neck and neck in terms of eating. Like, I haven't had teens.
There are snacks.
There are snacks too. I haven't had kids in my home like that age for so long that I have forgotten how fast things disappear. But if you don't keep an eye on them, they've got chips under their arms and in their pockets, and yeah, it's amazing. But that is going to be Saturday, March 8th, Teen Video Game Club, 2 o'clock until 3:30. We get a little bit longer to play, which is really nice. Story time starts on March 10th. At 10:30 in the morning, we'll do story time with Miss Kathryn every Monday morning through April 28th. And that's our spring season. Pajama Party starts on March 12th. That is an evening story time. Wear your jammies, bring a stuffed animal or a blanket. We have a regular lineup of songs that we do that all have to do with bed and going to sleep. And then we do books, and then we run around for some reason. Because when you're that age, preschool age, that's what you do before bed. But that'll start on the 12th, and it'll run all the way through April 23rd. Creative Kids is March 13th. It's our STEAM class for kids that are in kindergarten and 1st grade. That is a registered program because I need to know supply-wise what I'm doing. And also it's really hard to make anything with more than 10 children of that age. I've had some doozy times, just like trying to make a little raft with popsicle sticks, and it was just an amazing adventure. I don't want to repeat it.
You know, my kids still try to do that at home.
Yeah.
After they go to the activity.
Yeah.
I regularly find a bunch of popsicle sticks and tape next to the sink.
Yes.
Because they keep making
Exactly. And it is like a tremendous amount of fun, but it's a lot of work. And I did it really easily, so I overestimated their ability just a little bit. So, but yeah, I don't know. They've asked to have like a volcanic kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
So maybe we might do that. It depends on how I'm feeling. We've also recently done that, vinegar and baking soda reaction. So I think we might do something else, but it's in the works and it will happen. If it doesn't happen now, like this month or in April, it'll happen over the summertime. So don't have to worry about it. But that's at 3:30 and it's Thursday, March 13th, and we go for 45 minutes, so it ends at 4:15. We have no school on the 14th. I believe that whole week is like spring break for the public schools.
Yeah.
And on Friday the 14th, we have some time to like catch in a movie. So we're going to watch The Great Mouse Detective because I haven't seen it in such a long time, but I love that movie. And that starts at 2 p.m. It's going to be shown in the children's room. We serve popcorn, you bring a water bottle. We do have a drinking fountain as well, but I don't pass out cups, so I prefer everything be in a closed bottle. The 15th, we are celebrating Wanda Gogg's birthday with the Wanda Gog House Association. They are going to provide you with a craft to do. I'm going to read a story. We're going to play some games, and then we'll celebrate with cupcakes or a cake and sing happy birthday to Wanda. Her birthday is actually on March 11th, but we are unable to get together on that Tuesday. So Saturday is a bit of a better day for all of us. It's going to start at 1:30 to 2:30 here in the library meeting room. And we've had just a tremendous amount of fun the past couple of years with the introduction of party games, and so the kids really, really like that. We have Wacky Wonders on March 20th. That is the STEAM class that is for kids who are in 2nd to 5th grade. Very similar activities to what we do with creative kids, if not the same. It's just interesting the difference in the language you can use, the concepts, and the way you present them. But that's a lot of fun. It's also registered so that I know how many people are coming and I can have appropriate supplies for everyone. And we provide the supplies for everything that we do in those classes. But they're a lot of fun. And it is 3:30 until 4:15 on the 20th of March, which is the first day of spring. I'm very excited. I don't know why it's spring today, really, temperature-wise. Our sensory play times are going to be in that, 4th week? So on the 25th, Tuesday, 25th, we'll have evening sensory play time. That is also registered. We have a limited number of books that we share, so I need to limit that class. And I'd like to know who's coming, and we can get out appropriate toys for the age group, but that is actually in the room at the time. So it's a lot of fun. We just did it on Thursday. We had a blast. So Thursday, on the 27th, we will do another class, but it'll be in the morning. So the one on the Tuesday, the 25th, is at 6 p.m. and it goes to 6:45. And on the 27th, it's a morning class for those of you who are able to make it in the morning. So it starts at 10 o'clock and it ends at 10:45. And then the 28th is our Friday special story time, and that's our story time where we do books and songs and finger plays, and then we sit down and we do a craft that is associated with our story time. And I have no idea what I'm going to do, because this month was Clifford's birthday on the 14th, and we had Clifford come and visit us at the story times. We did a Clifford craft, and it was just kind of built in with that whole event, which was wonderful. But I'm so worried the kids are going to expect like some character to pop out of somewhere every time now. I'm like, oh my, what am I going to do? So stay tuned. I have no idea what we're going to do. But that is March in a nutshell for the children's library. We always have our scavenger hunt available. We always have craft pages. We want kids to be able to use the tools in the toolbox, all of that, even Lego play, building with blocks.
Yeah, tell me about what are some of the activities available within the children's room.
Within the children's room, right now we currently have, it's a STEM kit that kids voted for the summer reading. I am still going through our Lego collection to put together a collection of Legos to put back on that table. that is in the back by the nonfiction. It is the table that is away from the storytime area, so we do have the small blocks there, and it is used generally by kids that are a little bit older, and they can use it independently. And we have a Duplo table out in our storytime area, which is where moms are typically, or caregivers, dads are looking for books for that age children, so their child can play and get some fine motor skills in with our Duplo Legos or our magnet blocks or our puzzles. Those are all there in the storytime area for that purpose, so that the kids can play as independently as you feel is safe for them at 2, 3, 4 years old or older. And you can look for books and be present with them. So, but the reason we have those things there, we have a coloring table and a craft table, we have scissors and glue and markers and crayons, is because those things are precursors for that's early literacy skills right there. People don't associate that with reading, but, and I can't exactly tell you why, but your brain, when doing those skills, sets itself up for the activity of reading. And they are really important to me. It's funny because the kids will say, why do you have toys here when they come for tours? And when I tell them that, they're like, what? But and I said, why did you think they were here? And they said, well, to play with, just to keep kids busy. I said, yes, and it's a really good thing. So I'm thrilled to work in a library that recognizes that and promotes that. I was so excited when I got here and saw those tables, because I've been pushing for stuff like that at my old library, and they were resistant because it takes a lot of effort to have those things available. They have to be cleaned, they have to be cleaned up daily, you know. And we also have some foam larger blocks for large motor skills for the kids. And they're strictly fun, but also help with early literacy skills. So that is all just, I love that about this library.
Spatial awareness, logical thinking,
Absolutely.
Shapes, all sorts of great things that are there that are really foundational.
They're absolutely foundational, and I don't know, it's such a hard time that we live in sometimes, because two parents are working and their children are in care, and do they get to use scissors every day? Do they get to learn how to hold a pencil every day? And those are so important, and there's a lot of studies out now that find, because of the computer, kids don't have a pencil grip for a very long time. Do you remember writing out school assignments by hand?
Oh, yeah.
Are you that?
Yes.
Okay. Because I remember.
Do I look that young?
You do look very young.
But I shaved.
Yeah, so I mean, we wrote out like full reports and turned them into the teacher. And we had really good fine motor skills and really good grips. And I'm not saying that this generation doesn't know how to read based on that alone, but it is a part of it that we really overlook as people who aren't in the professions that study that kind of thing and do that. People don't associate that with reading at all because it's a different looking skill, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And now I'll jump off my soapbox now. We can
It's a great soapbox. We could go for a long time, but we'll stay on task because we want you to know about what's going on in March. So lots of great stuff happening in March in the Children's Room. For those programs where you need to register, you can always stop by the Children's Desk. You can, again, go on the library's website, ulmlibrary.org, or you can call the library at 507-359-8331. General library stuff, of course, it's still tax season, so the United Way's free tax prep service is still in full swing. They are busy from start of the morning when they first do appointments all the way until they close. They're here Tuesdays and Thursdays. Their appointments are filling up fast, and you need to call them to set up an appointment. And their appointment line is 507-276-3186. But it's a great service. People really enjoy it. We're very happy to have it. It's a bit of a logistical juggle to get it to all work, but it's something that we're glad that the community has available for them. Yeah. We are very excited, starting at the beginning of March, to tell you about the advent of our new mobile app for the Traverse des Sioux Library Cooperative, which we're a part of. So our integrated library system that we use, and our interlibrary loan, and also many of the programming grants that we get for funding our special programs are all made available through our library cooperative. It's a fabulous thing. You can learn more about it at tdslib.org. But we have a new app that you can get on Android and iPhone called TDS On The Go. And once you download the app, you can input your library card number and your password. If you don't know what your password is, try your last name all lowercase letters. That's the default. If you've reset it in the catalog or for the Libby app that we use that, because that's what it will recognize it as. But if you aren't sure and you try it, if you know you changed it but you don't remember it, you can always give us a call and we can help you reset it. But TDS On The Go app, you can search through the catalog, you can check your account, you can place hold requests, you can renew items, and one of the really nice features is a lot of people, we get forgetful about where we put our library card, especially kids, right? You can there's a button you can press on the app that allows you to pull up your library barcode, and we can scan that from your phone if you don't have your card with you. And parents, you can also link your kids' cards here, so you can check their accounts and see what they've got checked out, what might be overdue. We're a fine-free library, but we do like to get our books back eventually. But you can switch in the app between those cards so that you can scan for each kid that's checking out as you're with you, so you don't have to try to dig through the bottomless purse or wallet.
Yep.
That's a very common thing.
Have one of those.
Right? I know it's here somewhere, right?
Yes.
And so we're very excited for that. Staff would be happy to help you get it set up if you stop by the circulation desk. So please drop by and do that. On the adult side of things, we've got, of course, our senior movie matinees, and we're up into the 1950s for March.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we started back in the
You started in the
30s. We started in the 30s,
30s,
40s, and 50s in March. And so we've got 4 this month. Those are every Friday afternoon at 1 o'clock right here. And on the 7th, we're going to be watching All About Eve. And then on the 14th, we're going to be watching Some Like It Hot.
Oh.
On the 21st, we're going to be watching I Confess. And on the 20th, we're going to be watching Them, a sci-fi classic about giant ants. It's fabulous.
Oh my gosh.
It is so great. I don't want to spoil anything, but they made like big kind of prop animatronic, and special effects are really fun.
I remember watching that as a kid.
Terrified my son.
Yes.
But now he really enjoys it. So we got our senior movie matinees. We have our wonderful art and crafts groups going. So every Tuesday afternoon from 1 to 3 is our Knippling group, which is traditional bohemian bobbin lace weaving. And they meet down in the corner in our adult fiction section, the long table there in the corner by the elevator. And they're growing. They have more people. They had 7 people there this week. And it's fabulous, including young people who are trying it for the first time.
Oh, cool.
And so
I love that.
You can come and watch them, see the technique. It's incredibly complex, very talented, cultural art that's being preserved and transmitted. And so Tuesday afternoons from 1 to 3 is the Knippling group. Our general needle working group is Wednesday mornings at 9:30.
Those ladies are having fun.
Oh my goodness, they have so much fun. And
I heard about the fun that they were having this week. I've witnessed walking into the library at 11 o'clock when my shift starts and hearing them myself. But secondhand, I heard about them this week. They are roaring.
Yes.
If you want to have fun and do needle crafts, this is the place to be on Wednesday.
Yep, and any kind of needlecraft is welcome. I probably listed many, and I'll do it again: crochet, knitting, needlepoint, cross stitch, quilting, you name it. There's probably somebody working on it, not necessarily every week, but people come when they're able to. You don't have to show up right at 9:30. Anywhere in a 9:30 to about 12:30 block, they meet up in our adult nonfiction area. And then Wednesday afternoons is our art group. And so they meet down here in the meeting room from 1:30 to 3:30, and that's two-dimensional art, so no sculptures or like wood carving or anything like that, but sketching, charcoal, pastel, oil, acrylic, watercolor, any sort of two-dimensional art. You're welcome to come and work on your project, have some quiet space, or socialize and enjoy the company of other artists in the area. It's a fun time. We've got our 3 book groups, and so on Monday, March 3rd, we've got our Litwitz Book Club, and they're going to be reading the recent hit, The Banned Books Club by Brenda Novak. So people that I've talked to have really enjoyed it so far. We'll see how our discussion about it goes. And with all of our book clubs, we try to get as many copies as we can. They're made available at the circulation desk. You don't have to go out and try to find your own or buy your own. We get books for the book club. You just come by the circulation desk and say, I'd like this month's or next month's book for whichever book club you're interested in attending, and we can get that checked out for you on your account. And we also, you don't even have to have read the book. If you just want to come and talk and just meet people in the group and socialize and learn about it.
Sounds like too much fun. I don't know.
They do get, well, I mean, it's interesting because sometimes there's like deeply poignant emotional discussion, and other times there's really fascinating intellectual conversation, and then you'll sometimes have heated debate as people have differing opinions, but it all stays very friendly and cordial. And one thing that people always say is even if they absolutely detested the book, they really enjoyed the discussion. Because it gave them different perspectives and ideas and opinions, and they just enjoyed it, and they could at least appreciate the book more after that point. And so Litwitz Book Club, Monday the 3rd at 6:30 up in our Fred Johnson room, the Band's Book Club by Brenda Novak. Our History Book Club, still meeting at their winter location, and that's going to be the 3rd Tuesday of the month, so that's going to be Tuesday, March 18th. At noon over at the City Center Apartments at 115 South Minnesota Street. And they're going to be discussing The Bookshop, A History of the American Bookstore by Evan Friss. So starting with Benjamin Franklin's first bookstore that he opened in Philadelphia, all the way to the present day. The author's wife owns a bookstore. And he writes history books, and he interviewed some of the big bookstore franchise owners and the people that got those started, and looked at how this interacted with the publishing industry and other factors of American culture and life through the centuries at this point. And so that should be really, really interesting. And then the Mystery Book Club meets on the last Monday of the month. So in this case, that's going to be Monday, March 31st, last day of the month at 6:30. And they'll be up in our Fred Johnson room. And they're going to be reading the very funny We Solve Murders by Richard Osman. So he's the author of the Thursday Murder Club. Yes. And so very funny. This is the first book in a new series that he has. And so We Solve Murders by Richard Osman on Monday, March 31st at 6:30. Our poetry group meets on the second Monday of each month, and so that's Monday, March 10th at 6:30 in the evening. Bring a couple poems, have a seat, listen in, share your thoughts. It's a nice, quiet time. We enjoy it. The Ulm Film Society is going to be having their second to last movie in their America at War film series. We're up to World War I, so we're going to be watching the 1957 A Farewell to Arms with Rock Hudson. And so that's Tuesday, March 11th at 6:30 in the evening. We provide refreshments, and if it gets too long, so this one's about 2.5 hours, we might have a short intermission in there as well.
But not the 4-hour tour.
Yeah, February it was a marathon with Gettysburg, but people stuck around. I don't think anybody got up and left. It was great. I mean, we were here till after 11, but it was good. We've got our Minnesota Valley Civil War Roundtable
Mhm.
is going to be meeting. They also meet on the third Tuesday of the month, like the History Book Club. That's often our History Day. We've got History Book Club at noon, and then we've got Civil War Roundtable in the evening at 6:30. We're going to be looking at two fabulous rare books from the Martin Luther College Library collection. One is a collection of diaries and letters and journal entries from soldiers and family members during the war, and the other is a series of sketches and portraits from the war. And so we're going to be looking through those two books and just having a discussion about them. It should be really interesting.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that. Let me see if I forgot anything. It is
role
easy.
playing.
Yes, so Chess Club is
Yep.
every Tuesday evening, starting at 6 o'clock until just before we close. Come on down. It's a great time. I stopped in at the Chess Club earlier this week, and there were 3 games going, and people were having a great time. Again, it's open to all ages, all experience levels. You can come and learn how to play, or you can try to find a challenging game. It's a great time on Tuesday evenings. And then we've got our Pathfinder role-playing groups for the teens. That's on Monday afternoons at 3:45 after school. We go until about 5:15. And we've got a good group of players there. We're averaging, I think, 4 players a week, and they're having a great time. We usually have 1, maybe 2 spectators.
That's so funny.
I was first introduced to Dungeons and Dragons by my older brother in 1992, and that was Advanced Dungeons and Dragons 2nd edition for those of you who are in the nerdy know. I've played with many different people and many different groups over the years, and I've never had spectators. So this is a different thing for me.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they are coming to see if they want to join.
There's part of that, yeah.
But then it just turns into, no, it's much more fun to watch these 4 get into so much trouble.
Well, if it's trouble, it's of their own making, but sometimes it's just really creative or entertaining. The teen group meets Monday afternoons 3:45. The adult group meets Tuesday afternoons starting at 4:15, and they go for about 2 hours until 6:15.
And they have spectators,
yes,
too.
we have spectators every week there, and we've got 7 players in that group. So that's a full group.
Yeah.
So I can't accept any more players in that group. But if you want to come and watch, by all means, because sometimes things get a little ridiculous.
But do you have room in your online group?
Absolutely. So we have 2 online groups that meet, and we utilize the Discord app. So the library has a Discord server. You can click the invitation link to that found on our homepage on the website, and then you'll see information there about scheduling for the different groups. Because a lot of the people that are in those groups, either they travel for work or they have strange work hours, so their schedules don't mesh up. And so it's nice for them to be able to get something out of it. Some of them meet almost weekly, some of them meet about every other week. We have 2 online groups. One has 4 players and one has 5 players. So still a little bit of room for a few players in those groups, but they have a lot of fun. It's enjoyable. We use the Roll20 application for the online interface for the visuals and things like that. But
You're really talking to the geeks right now.
I know I am. It's nerdy time, right?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what you just said.
Right? It's like, what does that even mean? No, I did. I gave a presentation back in December and again last month about artificial intelligence and the growth there. There's a new artificial intelligence application called Friends and Fables, in which they are building so that the game master is AI. But then, so you and your friends can interact, and so you don't have to. Two of the largest challenges of any tabletop role-playing game are scheduling. It's the bane of every game master's existence, and planning and building the story. So they've built this fabulous artificial intelligence engine that allows you to play whenever you've got time and coordinate, and that's a very new thing and very much still in development. But it's things like that show some of the cool ways that AI can be used to be creative
Right.
in those ways. But I think that covers all of it. So yeah, check out the TDS on the Go app, available on Android and iPhone. And we will see you next month in April. April 1st is a Tuesday, so we're going to see if we can do something fun. But if you didn't watch this video, you won't have known.
You won't know.
So, but we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.